there is a high chance that you are not subscribed. And if you want us to test any of these games on the M1X MacBook Pros that are coming out later this year, I suggest you do so. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of VOLKRING Gaming. And as usual, we are playing another game on the M1 devices from Apple, the M1 Max at this instance. Now, I am actually playing the game in Windows 11. I'm trying it, but obviously we're going to go to the macOS version because that's more fair, right? But I'm just going to tell you up front, if you have a PC or you want to play this game at its fullest, you definitely want to do it on the PC. Now, obviously, through parallels and the translation layer of Windows 11, it doesn't run as fast as you would want to, right? You have this occasional stutters and whatever you want to call it, right? But like if you run the game a little bit through parallels in Windows 11, it will stabilize at some point and you will have some decent FPS. Although the FPS is more stable on the macOS version, we will get into that. It definitely looks better in the Windows version, and that has to do, small disclaimer, with this game actually running Windows code in the macOS version. It's more like a crossover type of shit. It's not Mac code. It's not written for being played on a Mac, and that is probably the reason why Steam doesn't want to touch it. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys this just in front of the video so you guys know that while going in. If you have parallels, definitely try and play it on parallels, especially if you have the 16GB version. But for now, let's just get into the Mac version of the game. Okay, so as per flippin' usual, right? We have the two Macs right here. We have an iMac with the M1, 8-core CPU, 8-core GPU, and 8GB of RAM, but 2 fans. And we have a MacBook Pro right here, which I was playing the game on through parallels, and that has the same GPU and the same CPU, like 8 cores, but 16GB of RAM, 1 fan. So is it more important to have more unified RAM, or is the actual fan situation more important? We're going to find out in this video as per flippin' usual. But before we get into it, obviously a small disclaimer as always, right? The Macs are recording their own screens, which means that they're probably recording in, or not probably, they're actually recording in the normal screen resolution, the standard screen resolution of, for the iMac, 4.5K, and for the MacBook Pro, if I'm not mistaken, it's XIV, so 2.5K or something like that. Anyways, it is quite high. And it doesn't matter in what settings I put the actual game in, it's still going to screen record in that resolution. So please just see it as an example, right? What you see on the screen is just example footage. Or maybe if you want to start a YouTube channel, you can take it for what you want. But at the end of the video, we will have some small screens where we show some stats on how the game works and runs without screen recording. Like always, obviously, most of you are going to skip to that, but there will be some small details that you want to know, some small details. There will be some small details that you want to know, and I will sprinkle those throughout the videos because I have to make myself some money, boys. I spend about 200 euros on buying this game because the purchasing experience is one big mess. I'm not gonna lie with you. Anyways, we're here. Mad Eyes, that's my character. Obviously, I bought a boost. That's the Apple way, right? We just keep spending money, and that's why I need you guys. I've been spending so much money on this game. I need you guys to subscribe to the channel, right? I need you guys to subscribe to the channel, and obviously leave a like, leave a comment. I don't care what you want to talk about, right? If you want to talk about your grandma, if you want to talk about your brothers, if you want to talk about a new house that you bought, maybe you want to talk about a little football that you found a few years ago that you still have. It has memories, right? And with people that you played with that football, invite those people here as well. Let's have a chat about the football, right? Well, please have the chat right here in the comment section so I can justify making this video, because Jesus Christ, I am fucked. Anyways, we're here. We're playing the game. This is a little bit higher than 1080p. Okay, so let's put it to 1080p. And here you go. Just look at the looks of the game, right? This is higher settings than that we had on the Parallels version, because that was in 720p, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, this game is running faster, right? It has more frames per second, which is fine, especially because it's also screen recording in 4.5K, so that's very important. I'm just gonna say the game doesn't look as good. It just doesn't look as good, and obviously, so let's just say what we want to do is put everything in standard, right? The FPS is gonna go up, but obviously the game looks even worse now. And you're not really going to see any texture details upgrades because I feel like I'm at a really early stage of the game, and I'm just gonna say something, and I hope the Final Fantasy base isn't going to get too mad, but the textures in this game, especially in the version of the game that I'm in right now, not really my thing. Okay, but like maybe it is your thing, like fine. But it doesn't really matter if you put it to middle, right? Like obviously you will see a bit more grass and you see a bit more wet surfaces as surfaces. I'm Dutch, okay, deal with it. But it doesn't really it doesn't really give you a feeling that the game is out of a sudden like really insane, right? Like the difference, for example, with World of Warcraft, if you put everything to low settings, it honestly looks like WoW Classic. Whilst if you if you put it up all the way to ultra settings, you see that it's a more modern game. If I do that here, I mean, put it to maximum and you see some more shadows, but it still looks quite dated. So, and that is something that you will see in the FPS as well. Nobody really cares, right? Look, system configurations. What is up with my English? It's still 21 FPS, and obviously we're still screen recording, so we will show you what happens if we actually do not screen record, right? We will have a little screen at the end of the video, which gives you a better idea of how the frame rate is, right? Without screen recording. But this gives us a very good sample rate of what happens if we change the settings a little bit. It is still at 20 FPS, or around 20 FPS. It actually drops down quite a lot. But, like, if you're not screen recording, it's decent FPS, I'm not gonna lie. And, can I get off the mode? Yeah. And even the animations do not really give it a slowdown in terms of frame rates either. So let me show you, right? I don't know why this FPS meter is not somewhere here. But like I said, like, look, I was battling that little spider level 1 and whatever the frick it is, and I was using quite some animations and it didn't really do anything, right? It didn't really change anything about what's going on, right? As you can see. So, and it is on maximum settings, now obviously in 1080p. So this is, it's quite important to notice something wants to die. Let's give it its will. I mean, there you go. But this is just, right, obviously when you put it to a higher resolution, that's where things are going to get a slight setback, but still not something that's too impactful, right? Especially if you're not screen recording. Yes, it will start hitting below 30 FPS a lot, but again, if you are here for the story and you don't really care about it too much, this game is going to run on decent settings. Anyways, now that we have discussed the iMac, I want to jump over to the MacBook Pro. Let's keep it moving, boys. Log in. This launcher, dude. This launcher. Screen is like, it's such a mess. It's such a mess. We're back. We're in the same field. We're vibing. Now here we're going to run in some problems, right? I am unable to scroll in this little list. And it also doesn't do anything with the arrow keys. So we can put it in windowed mode, and let's try if that works. If we manually put it into its native resolution, if I'm not mistaken, this is its native resolution. It doesn't. So there you go. This is the highest setting that I'm going to get it into for some reason. It just doesn't really allow me to do anything with it. So good luck, have fun, right? So much fun playing this game. Anyways, as far as we can test it, this game runs decently, right? We have 42 FPS. Now let's say I want to... What the hell is that? No. Here we go. Let's just put it to max. Let's just go hard, boys. Hardballing. you see you have about 10 FPS more than on the iMac. Obviously, that is because the game is running in resolution details that is even below 1080p. For some reason, I have tried it. It's not going to allow me to play the game in 1080p. So this is what you're gonna get if you play the game on a MacBook. So you can see the animations also do not really do much with the whole screen at all. I can't really see most of the screen because of the system configurations that is in front of it right now, because otherwise I don't know how to show the FPS rating here. But it does what it has to do, right? Let's just mount up. There you go. So let's just run around a little bit, right? And show you the FPS count. Doesn't really do anything. So let's just go back to very high settings. Now, I don't really care for this occlusion thingy that it has, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the occlusion? No. Screen ambient occlusion. Yeah, this shit. I don't really care about this, and I also don't really care about the limp darkening. Maybe it adds something to your experience, but it doesn't really for me. And it also gives you a lot of FPS back, actually. But anyways, you can do whatever you want, obviously, with your game. Now, what I want to do is, we went from very high, middle, and standard. Between standard and middle, I don't feel like it does really do much. Anyways, let's go to a populated area. Yeah, let's just sprint around, give you a slight impression on how the game runs here. Obviously, we're on custom again. I'm going to put it on max resolution. Loads of people. Usually there are loads of people in this room right there, so no, right here, sorry. At least you can't see a big load of my screen, so forgive me. Loads of people here, not really at the moment, but maybe everyone just went back to playing WoW again. I don't know. Anyways, so as you can see, it runs decently, especially without screen recording. Maximum resolution does the job. Let's go to very high. See if we can find loads of people. Not really. But you get the idea, right? Ooh, okay, high. You get loads of FPS back with high. A big load of FPS. A very big load. And then you have middle. Middle gives you some FPS back, and as freaking usual, standard doesn't really do anything, to be honest. It's fine. Anyways, guys, this was the video. Obviously, now we have a bunch of screens up that can show you the difference in FPS in different modes. Obviously, the screen resolution for the MacBook Pro is a bit lower because the game isn't allowing us to setting it up to something higher. So, I don't know why, but it does it. Obviously, you can decide with this information to do whatever you want to do. If you still want to buy the game, buy the game. If you do not want to buy the game, I can completely understand that, because it's a sub-optimum experience, and Square Enix just has to get their shit together. And I've been trying to contact them. I will keep trying to contact them. I will even send them this video to show them that this is giving me the impression that this game is fucked. There you have it. Fix your shit. Square Enix. Fix your shit. Anyways, for the viewers, thank you guys so much for tuning in here. I had a blast, obviously, testing this, spending my money for a bunch of crap. No, good game. Very good game. And yeah, that's about all I can say. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. And stick around, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Talk about that little football that you found a couple of years ago with your friends in the comments. So I can justify making this video. Anyways, thank you guys so much. For now, obviously, hope you guys. For now, obviously, I hope you guys Game on.